This episode is brought to you by Amazon. The holidays are here, and you know what that means? It's time to get your friends and family the gifts they deserve. Take the stress out of shopping with Amazon's great deals and low prices on a huge range of items from toys to tech and much more. Whoever you're gifting for, Amazon has great prices on everything you need this holiday season. Shop Black Friday week starting November 21st.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Friday, November 8th, 2024. Born on this date in 1929, former Samford and Florida State head football coach Bobby Bowden of Birmingham. And in 1942, singer-songwriter Kris Kristofferson's longtime keyboard player, the Alabama leaning man Donnie Fritz. Today is National Harvey Wallbanger Day. Now, if you're like me and don't get too wild these days, you can just have fond thoughts of the 1982 Milwaukee Brewers. Somebody out there will get that. It's quiz day today, so y'all stick around and you can hear another listener give the quiz a shot. First, we have items on live big cats at sports events, autopsy findings in a prep football player's death, and where we had record high temperatures on Thursday. My name's Ike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. The University of North Alabama is considering bringing another live lion to its campus habitat, reports AL.com's Heather Gann. The school's been surveying the community in Florence to see how folks feel about it. Now, the lion program has been active for most of the past 50 years. Leo III died earlier this year. The survey is ongoing, but reaction on social media has been varied. Some are concerned about the animals kept in captivity, while many enjoy the tradition and like the idea of the programs being used for education and advocacy. The school said if it does restart the program, it'll adhere to the Association of Zoos and Aquariums standards for the lion's treatment and habitat, and that the $5 to $7 million cost would not be paid with student tuition. Now, speaking of live mascots and debates, LSU reportedly may restart its tradition of having a caged live tiger at Tiger Stadium when the Alabama Crimson Tide visits on Saturday. Now, that's a tradition that was paused after the death of Mike 6 in 2016. Mike 7 lives in a 15,000 square foot habitat across the street from the stadium, but the reports say that the school has acquired another tiger that would appear at the ballgame. PETA is not happy about this. The animal rights group has called it idiotic and said a tiger would face too much chaos and stress at a game. Back in August, a 14-year-old football player collapsed on New Brockton High School's practice field in Coffee County and later died at Medical Center Enterprise. AL.com's Carol Robinson reports that Coffee County Coroner Arnold Woodham has now released Semaj Wilkins' cause of death. He said an autopsy revealed that Wilkins had died of congestive heart failure because of a coronary anomaly. That is, he had an enlarged heart that wouldn't pump blood like it was supposed to. That's a natural cause of death. Well, a person could almost call yesterday hot. Now, I wouldn't, but somebody else might. If it was raining at all, we'd still be cutting grass. AL.com weather reporter Lee Morgan reports that a pair of cities saw record highs on Thursday. Birmingham reached 86 degrees, beating the previous record high for November 7th by 1 degree. That previous record was set 2 years ago. And Huntsville reached 84 degrees, breaking its previous record of 82, also set 2 years ago. Both Birmingham and Huntsville, as well as Anniston, Muscle Shoals, and Tuscaloosa, were among the cities that were more than 10 degrees above the average high temperature for November 7th. Now, for a little context, the nighttime lows we've been having in many parts of the state are about what we can usually expect for daytime highs this time of year. Hey, let's take an ad break so we can keep the lights on. Then we'll take another Alabama news quiz. Y'all stay with us.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. What comes to mind when you hear the word gratitude? Maybe it's a daily practice, or maybe it feels hard to be grateful right now. Don't forget to give yourself some thanks by investing in your well-being. BetterHelp is the largest online therapy provider in the world, connecting you to qualified professionals via phone, video, or message chat. Let the gratitude flow. Visit BetterHelp.com to learn more and save 10% on your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com.
Time to move? Skip the hassles of selling during the holiday season and sell your home directly to Opendoor. Request an all-cash offer in minutes, close, and get paid in days. You can even pick your close date so you can move after New Year's. Start your move at Opendoor.com or download the Opendoor app. Opendoor is represented by Opendoor Brokerage Inc., license 02061130 in California, and Opendoor Brokerage LLC in its other markets. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, thanks for staying with us, everybody. We are going to end our week the way we often do it, with a news quiz to review the last week or so of news in Alabama, or that affects Alabama. Today in the virtual studio, we have Joby Presley. Welcome to the show, Joby.
Welcome. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Good to have you here. Where are you in Alabama?
Actually, I'm in Pensacola, Florida. We call ourselves Lower Alabama.
I've heard from a number of people in the Florida Panhandle. Yeah, culturally, there's a lot of overlap there.
It is.
Well, how do you spend your time in Pensacola?
I'm married. I have 4 children, and I teach elementary.
Well, you stay busy then.
I do.
Did you grow up in Pensacola?
No, I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama. I grew up in the Pinson, Center Point, and Trussville area.
Okay, yeah, I know Trussville very well.
Okay, that was my area.
Yeah, well, it's good to have you on, and we're going to do another quiz. Let's just jump right in with question number 1. Now, the first couple are going to be elections, because we've been eaten up with election coverage. It's about dominated everything. I think. Are you ready for a break from it, or what?
Definitely. I'm glad there's no commercials right now.
Yeah, really. Well, I'm going to hit you with a couple of questions for the past week, and then we'll move on with our weekends and our lives. Question number 1: in Alabama during Tuesday's elections, what was the largest shift in voting for president? Was it more people voting for the Republican, more people voting for the Democrat, fewer people voting for the Democrat, or more people writing in Yellow Fella Jimmy Rain?
I would say C, fewer people voting for the Democrat.
You are correct. There was a huge fall off. Actually, overall, we had our lowest turnout since 1988, which was kind of stunning to me.
Yes, Bush and Dukakis.
That's right. And I say that, I need to put an asterisk on that. That's not gross numbers. That's the percentage of registered voters. So obviously our population grows. But anyway, 1 for 1. Let's move on to number 2. There was kind of a long question. Just stay with me. Which is kind of applicable here. There was a statewide proposed constitutional amendment on Tuesday's ballot that a lot of Alabamians said on social media they had trouble understanding and why it applied to them. At issue was some out-of-county land that Franklin County's Board of Education wanted the state's permission to sell. Now, how did the majority vote? We have a lot of listeners from outside of Alabama. Gets a little tougher here if you didn't actually have the ballot in your hand. But how did they vote? To accept the amendment, to reject the amendment, to send the amendment back to the county, or to receive help locating Franklin County on a map?
I would definitely, if I was a voter on that, I'd say I would definitely need some help finding that county. But I'm going to say that it passed.
It did pass. Absolutely. Good job on that. A lot of folks don't know their Alabama counties. It's sort of an infamous thing that James Spann, the meteorologist, has pushed for years, and Lee has written stories on it here for us.
I mean, I lived in Alabama 24 years, and I can tell you where things on 65 are, and I can tell you where things are on 20. But beyond that, I couldn't tell you where the counties are.
Well, where you are now, it's easier because the way the panhandle's shaped. You just got to kind of remember the order of the counties, and some are on the state line, some are on the Gulf.
Yep.
But Alabama is a sea of counties.
Yep.
Let's go to question number 3. Almost lost in the election news crunch this week was an episode in which this official was treated by paramedics for what the official staff said was dehydration. Was it Secretary of State Wes Allen, Speaker of the House Nathaniel Ledbetter, Governor Kay Ivey, or Senator Tommy Tuberville?
I'm going to say Governor Kay Ivey.
You keep up with your home state's news well, I can tell.
I do. I listen to you every day.
We dang sure appreciate it. We need folks out there doing that. Nobody would have blamed Secretary of State Wes Allen this week. The Secretary of State, of course, is the big elections official in Alabama. And it was a crazy one. I guess he stayed hydrated, We'll go to question number 4. We got 2 more chances to stump you. A judge has ordered a third union election involving this company in this city. Was it Buffalo Rock in Birmingham, Mercedes-Benz in Tuscaloosa, Amazon in Bessemer, or Facebook in Huntsville?
I'm going to say C.
Yeah, will the third time be a charm there? Very good. You're going into the last one on a roll. Question number 5. Improvements were made recently to small roads in South Alabama, or Lower Alabama, down in LA, as part of an effort to protect this species. Was it the Alabama pearl shell mussel, the Cahaba shiner, the sandhill crane, or the saw palmetto?
I'm going to say A.
Alabama pearl shell mussel. Final answer, as they say.
Final answer.
Folks, a Florida man can get it done too, especially if he comes from Birmingham.
That's right. That's right.
Well done. You came on and aced it and blew it. I can tell when folks come on if they have that confidence. There's a kind of a swagger to, I've listened all week. You ain't gonna fool me.
Well, I actually listened twice all week. I listened to this when I go to pick up my son from high school, and so I got there early enough today. I listened to all the episodes again.
Good call. I've had a couple of folks from staff. You can always tell because, when you have a reporter on, one would expect them to know more than, but they're really, beating down their beat. So I know the obscure ones will get them, but if they come in and just nail it, I know they studied up. So that's all fair. Appreciate you coming on and taking the quiz with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. And I will continue to listen to you every day.
All right. Well, we thank you for it. Stay on. We'll send you a coffee cup for if you want one for taking the quiz. And thanks everybody out there for listening to us. We're going to be back here Monday morning. Until then, as always, we're open 24 hours a day and 7 days a week on the World Wide Web at al.com.